Good morning, students. In this lecture, we will be discussing the concept of uh, the, the concept of writing a C program to find transpose of a matrix, and this is another application of two-dimensional matrix, two-dimensional arrays to deal with the matrices. And before going to the programming details, let me remind you that transpose of a matrix is when we change the rows of a matrix into columns and columns into rows. We interchange the rows into columns and columns into rows, and that concept is called the transpose of a matrix. And we will be discussing the program here, and the main concept of this program again is because we are finding the transpose of a matrix, we need a matrix. We need to enter the elements of the matrix. So the first step will be enter the elements of the matrix. We will be modifying this concept a little bit. In earlier concept, we have mentioned the rows and columns in the indices itself, and we have created, like in the previous example, we have created a matrix with 3 rows and 4 columns. But we will be doing the input step here in a little bit different manner. We will make this program a little bit more dynamic by asking the students or ask the user to enter the how many rows and columns the matrix can contain. For this part, we have modified the initial section of this program. Like we will initiate, we will declare the matrix A, and we have put the indices 10. 10 means maximum number of rows can be 10, and maximum number of rows can be or columns can also be 10 in this matrix. We have created a matrix which is to store the transpose of a matrix, and this is given by 10 10 again. R and C are the two new variables we have introduced in this particular section, and they deal with the number of rows and column which will be entered by the user. I and J are the the variables which will be used to iterate through outer and inner loops respectively. So the first step will be we will ask the user to enter rows and columns, and we will use the scanf statement to cache the number of rows in R and cache the number of rows in C. This is where this program differs from the previous program which we did to add the two matrices, and there we put that the number to be static always, means 3 and 4, but we try to make it more dynamic. We are asking the user to enter the number of rows and columns. Rest of the things is very much similar. uh, First statement will be we will ask the user to enter the elements of the matrix, because this is only one matrix for which we are trying to find the transpose. So we will ask user to enter the elements of the matrix. We will use the nested for loop with a little bit difference. Instead of using I less than a number, we will use I less than R and J less than Z, because number of rows are stored in R as entered by the user, and number of columns are also stored in C as entered by the user. Okay, if we want, we can print the elements of again we can print the elements of the arrays here. Sorry, we will be scan we will use the scanf statement to get the elements of the arrays entered by the user using the same command. If we want to display the elements of the matrix A, we can simply use the same loop, but instead of scanf statement here, we will be using the printf statement here, a modified form of the printf statement here. And just we have given here that is if J is equal to less than C, because we as end of each matrix we want to just add a printf state new line character. So even if we avoid this if statement, if whenever the first row is completed, there will be a new line character. Then after the second row there will be a new line character. This is adding if is another way to control the number of times the slash and new line character is added. So this is optional. You can omit this if statement. This is not required all the times, but it makes your program more systematic. Now this is the crucial step. We have in the first two steps we have entered the elements of the array and we have displayed the elements of the matrix. the display concept. Even if you want, you can omit the display step, but because we will be comparing the original matrix and the transpose matrix, so it is always good to display the elements of the matrix here also. Now, to find the transpose of a matrix, we will run the loop again, same number of time, I less than r, j less than c. The same number of time the loop will be run, but the only difference will be, if you remember, I've just told you that in a transpose of a matrix, the number of rows, the rows become columns and the column become rows. So we have to be very careful. Outer loop will be something like as I less than r, j less than c, because the inner outer loop iteration will be same. But this stuck in the critical step to find the transpose of a matrix. What we'll be doing is transpose of ji. This step is very important. Transpose of ji, because ij will become now ji, because the row will be converted into column. So what we will be asking here, that the transpose ji is equal to aij, and this is a step which is most important step here. Okay, this will try to find the transpose of a matrix. In transpose of matrix, we are not doing any calculation, but we are just shifting the elements from rows to columns and columns to rows. And that gi, changing the indices ji, instead of ij, if we change the indices in the transposed matrix to ji, the work will be over, the thing will be done nicely. Now we want to print the transposed matrix. So we are just adding a print statement, transpose of matrix. And here should be careful, because now in the transpose matrix, the row will be controlled by J, and the column will be controlled by I. IJ can be same, that's not a problem, but the rows will become column and the column become rows. So here, instead of I less than R, we will write I less than C. Similarly, J less than C, we will write J less than R, and the print statement. Okay. So this is a program to find the transpose of a matrix. I will quickly try to demonstrate the concept of the transpose of a matrix using a C program. We have just made a C program to add two numbers. We will save this program to transpose to find the transpose of a matrix, and I will make some changes here, very small changes here. Instead of having three matrices, we are having now, only one matrix A and another matrix transpose. And instead of 3 and 4, we have written 10, and 10 means maximum number of rows and columns which A can take, and maximum number of rows and column which B can take. We will also take two variables R and C. Let us have a print statement. Enter the number of rows, and column between 1 to 10, because maximum number of rows are or columns can be 10, because the indices are 10, 10. So we have to write this statement just to avoid any mistake. Scanf %d, because we need two values here, ampersand r, ampersand c. Okay, now we will ask the user to enter the elements of the array and matrix A, and we will be making a small change here. Instead of I less than 3, we will be writing I less than R and J less than C. And exact all the thing will be same here. If you want to uh, print the elements of matrix A, we can write here print or elements of matrix A are. We can use the same loop here. Again, instead of 3 and 4, we will be using R and C. And instead of scanf, because we are printing, so we will be using printf %a ampersand a. and before entering the row, we write the slash in character. Now let us try to find the transpose of a matrix. To find the transfer of a matrix, we again have to run the same steps, but instead of writing this one, we will write that transpose. Ble- uh, don't forget to write ji instead of ij, will be aij. This is the most crucial step in the entire process. Now the transpose of a matrix, given matrix is, now this is important, I less than, instead of r we will be writing I less than c, because rows has been changed into columns and column have been changed into rows. And okay, so this is entire thing which we want to do here. Let us compile this program. We have one error. Let us see what is the error. Print f should be there. Okay, the rows and column between. Let us enter two rows and two columns, and let us enter the elements of the array. For let us see, elements of the array are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the elements of the array will look like this, and the transpose will be 1, uh, 2, 3, and 4. Means instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, the first, in the first element matrix, the row was 1 and 2. First row was 1 and 2, and the second row was 3 and 4. Okay, so that has been changed in the transpose matrix. The first row will be, row has been changed into column. Instead of first row 1 2, now the first column is 1 2. Instead of the second row 3 4, the second column is 3 4. And this is something important about transpose of a matrix. There is a small error here. We are not getting the numbers right when we are printing the matrix A. Let us see what happened here. Okay, we have written here ampersand A. Because we are just printing the matrix, we are not asking the user to enter the elements, so we have to use simple. So let us again have another matrix, say 2 and 3, rows 2 and column 3. Let us enter the elements of the array 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so the first elements of the matrix are 1 2 3 4 5 6. This first element, we I think forget to add a slash p there, so that's why the numbers are written one after another. So if you can see that the first row is 1 2 3, and the first column in the transpose matrix is 1 2 3. So that's how the rows and columns have been interchanged. We need to just add a small line here. When we are printing the elements of the matrix A, the line is, after percentage we have t, we have to add slash t here. So that will make our program perfect. And let us again try to run this program. Let us enter element 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now other things are there. Okay, I think while adding, okay, so by mistake I have added this part of the square bracket, the closing square bracket here. So that's, there was a little bit issue in that program. Now if we run this program again, that issue will be removed. Okay, now the program looks perfect here. So I will write this program, I will share this program with you people, so that you can practice it and you can make some changes here. You can try to, build different matrices using this dynamic set of things, like you can enter the number of columns, number of rows, then you can enter the number of elements. The rest of the things will be done by the program itself. So with this, I will be closing this part, and we'll meet again in another class.